Hey, welcome back. How are you guys doing? We are about to get into some ranching. Mixed Jill? Sure, let's build another lightweight. I'll show you guys my super cool Jill build. So, CD lists. I haven't made a competitive Jill in quite a while. My favorite is this boy here, Skullcap. Skullcap is sick, man. He's adorable. Oh my god. Oh, if I did a Bengal, I've seen one competitive Bengal in my life. His name's Little Peep. I could do Wandar. Everybody's doing Wandar. This shit is nuts. This is such a fucking crazy monster. 11 guts rate with grit, punch combo. So, the 11 guts rate, like, this guy here, this is the best, right? Kind of cool though, pre-built monster, basically. I don't know, fuck it. We're just gonna... I like Wandar. Everybody else does Wandar, but I'm gonna do Wandar as well. What is this? CVP by MYM. 11 guts rate and grit and punch combo. And a hot plate. Okay. Punch combo is pretty good. We won't be getting Jill combo. Why is this specific Jill so stacked? I don't know, dude. So it's based on one of the enemy monsters in the game. Bigfoot that you can find in the Phoenix Cup. But, which accidentally has an 11 guts rate. Is it CVP by MYM? God, how do I remember that? That's too many letters. Okay, we need a name for him. Mr. Slappy. Ice Spikes is dope. I really like him. Anyway, here's Wandar Wall. Wandar Wall? That's pretty good. Wandar Vision? That's pretty good too. I got one. You guys, I like your names. I'm not going with your names. I gotta think of a name. What's the funniest 4-letter name for a man? 3 or 4-letter name for a man. Wandar, I barely know her. Bill? Bill's good, but you're wrong. It's Pete. And this guy's name is BigUnclePete. Okay, so we got BigUnclePete. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at BigUnclePete. Not allowed near playgrounds. He's just big. There's nothing wrong with him. A lot of my monsters have goofy titles. This one's his uncle. That's his title. He went to school for that. 6 years in community college. So, what are we going to do with BigUnclePete? He's got a pretty good guts rate. Look at him. He's adorable. I love Jill so much. What are we going to do with him? We want high power. We want high intelligence. We want high life. We have 1400, 500, 500, 400. That seems to be what everyone's doing, right? They're doing 500 power, 500 life, 400 skill, or 500 power, 500 skill, 400 life. I think I'm going to split the difference and go 500 power, 450 skill, 450 life. I think that's what we're going to do. I don't need Paradoxins for this build. It's great. Yeah, so being at a guts disadvantage is so bad. Like, the first thing I always tell people when they're always like, I'm struggling, I'm like, hold on to your guts. Don't spend all those guts, you know? Wait till you got 99 and then swing away. And then they, like, immediately get back to me and they're like, oh, okay, this game's very easy. Like, it makes such a difference. Here's a really interesting thing that you guys might not know. I talked about this on stream a couple of times, and it's an important part of competitive play, but it's not a thing that gets talked about very often in the context of the new game. You guys know Guts Correction. We just talked about Guts Correction. You know Guts Correction exists, and you know it's stronger for monsters with slower guts rates, right? The bonuses they get to their offense and defense are higher if their guts rate is weaker. And that's still true in this game, but you don't actually get the bonuses to offense and defense until you have over 50 guts. Like the inherent bonuses, you don't get them until you have over 50 guts. So monsters with really, really bad guts regeneration rates don't actually get to benefit from the one thing that makes them good. So while you have the ability to run tanks with slightly slower guts rates than normal, than you would in vanilla and in hard mode, what ends up happening is, additionally on top of that, while you can run a monster with like a 12 guts rate, that's like an okay tank, you still can't run like a 17 guts rate monster that's an okay tank in a stat cap that's like 2997. Well, I guess 2997 you can, but like 3500 you can't, because your monster is never gonna have more than 50 guts. They're never gonna benefit from that thing that makes them good. So the 45 guts allows monsters with slow guts rates, like, yeah, they get locked out of attacking occasionally, which sucks. It can be brutal. But it also allows them a chance to fire back in a big way. And that's how a monster with a slow guts rate comes back, is their opponent misses something, while they have like 50 to 60 guts, and then they attack, and then they nuke. That doesn't happen in this game ever. You want your Hanger to use... Oh my god, he keeps failing this. You want your Hanger to use laser swords. It's never going to use laser swords. Costs 55 guts. Your Hanger is going to be punching. It barely uses laser swords in hard mode when it can't attack with less than 45. So, that's not to say this is an inherently inferior version of the game or anything like that, right? Did I went back to the wrong one. Yeah. This isn't an inherently inferior version of the game or anything. It's just, it's significantly different in very, very meaningful ways. And a lot of people who played competitively before this came out are kind of feeling a little bit like this game is kind of goofy in certain aspects. I'm not going to stop running tournaments for it. I enjoy it. I do like it. It's just, it's a different experience, you know? And if you're on the fence about trying out hard mode, I think you'll like it. If you like this game, you'll like hard mode. Emulation's not hard to do. People make it out to be this Herculean task, but like, it doesn't take long to figure out how to run EPSXE. It's very simple. I'm hemorrhaging a couple of weeks of lifespan. And, you know, it's not ideal, but he's in baby stage. And we're getting really shitty games right now, so it doesn't really matter. We need our speed to go down to 1, but that's not going to be a problem. Realistically, I should probably work on its speed now and intelligence later, so I don't go over the cap. But yeah, the 45 guts thing is not the be-all, end-all to competitive play. In some aspects, it makes certain monsters much, much worse, and like Duckin', and it doesn't do as much as you would think for some others. Regarding hard mode, I really wish they would give us balance patch. I was thinking how sick it would be. Lesser use subs got unique specialists to make them more viable. Yeah, they could get spiritual or some shit. I don't know what to do. Came up with the word. Yeah, I feel that. In hard mode, that's exactly right. All of the bad guts rate monsters have special bonuses to like make them a little bit more viable. They're still not great, but like they're better, like much better. Like Prior Rocks, like there's no reason to run Prior Rocks. Cyclone sucks, and the good arrowheads are just better. So you'd always just run one of the other ones. But Prior Rocks gets like Cyclone is buffed. And then a bunch of monsters get stuff like that. Draco Doll, for example, the worst Raki, got a massive, massive buff to Fire Breath or Fire Juggler or whatever it's called. Ifrit Caress, yeah. That move's great. Does HM have new moves? No, but they've been... every move has been rebalanced. And so some of them are basically new moves. Like Jill combo has been changed to a move called Quiet Snow, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's got like 55 hit or like 53 hit and does 60 withering. So it completely changes that whole aspect of it. And Punch combo was made into the big nuke for him. So moves that had a little bit of redundancy were changed, and you know, the monsters feel better. Like you get more options. It's great. There's no monster that has just like an unfathomably bad tech loadout on either side, either power or intelligence. And I think it's important to say that while balance is fun and like great for competitive play, I don't think they did anything wrong by not having good balance in the original game. I think having something like Plant who just absolutely fucking blows on the power side to like an almost irredeemable level is fine. You know, it's okay for monsters to have like glaring obvious weaknesses in the base game, in a game that wasn't intended to be competitive. But, you know, we wanted the game to be competitive, so it's important to make those changes where necessary. I don't think I ever told this story. I can't remember if I did it on stream. I don't think I did it on stream. But I once raised a monol that was... I was messing around with invalid monsters, so monsters with like a 1 guts rate and stuff like that. And I had a monol that liked sparring as its the game it played. I think monol usually plays sumo, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it like sparring, and it went into the game, and I'm like, oh shit, like, is it actually gonna have me do anything? And then it just soft locked. And I was like, oh, well, okay. So I just saw my model just like bouncing up and down, waiting for the timer to start. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you can't make the Fernando build anymore, right? You can't use the sick gel with the massive speed gains anymore because they removed that in a balance patch. Very unfortunate. I don't know why they did. It seems kind of crappy to take out something that just made the game more fun. It wasn't overpowered. I said it was for clickbait, but it wasn't. It's fine. It was whatever. But they also changed the way that combination works. And so I made an entire, well, I say entire video. I made a short video about how Galley can't learn certain techs, and there's certain stuff like that due to how combination works in this version of the game. And I don't know, it's nice that they changed that though. So originally, a monster's nature was locked at birth. Every Galley always started with plus 80. Every Joker always started at a minus 90 or minus 80, whatever it was, no matter if you combine them or not. But in Monster Rancher 2, the way it worked is that it would take the two natures and it would kind of average them out. So if you did a Galley plus a Joker and you still got a Galley, you'd have a Galley that started with plus 10, which allows you to make a very bad-natured Galley if you want. But you couldn't do that in the original port of this game, or in Monster Farm 1, or in this game until recently. And they did change that. So it works like Monster Rancher 2 does now, which is nice. So, you know, the monkey's paw curled a little bit on that one, and they took out the fun gel and the fun dragon, the Moo with 6 in every stat that had insane speed gains, the Garland with a massive speed gain that was getting plus 20s on week 1. So that stuff's all gone, which is unfortunate, but, you know, at least combination works the way it's supposed to. What are we at stat-wise? Yeah, so our stats still suck really bad. I'm worried about my speed not going down enough, if I'm being honest. He's only a child still. But I need some bigger drops on that speed. Style teaches how to handle IRL pets. Yeah, sorta. Sorta true, I never punish my pets IRL, but if you're mean to pets, they'll just fear you and hate you and only obey when you're right there looking at them. They won't be good. Yeah, exactly. So since it only takes 2 weeks, how long can a monster realistically be used for running expeditions if you dedicate it to doing expeditions? Let me show you. Let me show you a prime example real quick. My boy Fernando has done quite a few tournaments. Done quite a few tournaments in his day. Had an initial week span of 460 weeks, which is about just under 10 years. But then you feed him the peaches and whatever, and brings it up to about 11 and a half, and then, or I guess it would be almost 11 exactly. And then after that, you know, you lose a ton of weeks of lifespan for fighting and going on errantries and all that fun stuff. And he's got a ton of techs. So he has hemorrhaged lifespan. And he's still 10 years old. Because he's done nothing but expeditions for the last couple years of his life. Like, look, he's got all these techs. He's won me 147 grand, 83 wins. You know, he got hurt twice, I think. He got injured. He's still 10 years old. Pretty cool. Injured one? Okay, so yeah. I guess he just got injured the one time. I wasn't looking at it. I want a potato. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Miracle injury that should have been a death. Yeah, so it turns out I was wrong about it only being 2 times your monster's life. It's 2 times overkill. So whatever your monster's life is, and then 2 times more than that. On top of the lifespan. So say you had 150 weeks, 150 life, and you got hit with a move that did 300 damage, your monster's probably not going to die. But if you got hit by a move that did 450 damage, i.e. your life, and then 2 times overkill on top of that, your monster will die. So it's 3 times your monster's life. but it also factors in fatigue. Fatigue is part of it as well. It's just usually I go into battles with 0 fatigue, so that usually doesn't matter. He did get hurt another time though, but I guess I just reset. I mustn't just reset. Okay, so this guy's, it's a little bit of a slow process, but tomorrow we're gonna finish him up for sure. I want to get better drops on speed. There we go, there's a -3. How's the gel get injured? Crack their core? Maybe. Oh fuck, but that was a... Yeah, okay. And it's gonna be hard to get my speed down. I think I might actually use a Paradoxin. Yeah, I think it's probably easier to just do normal. So I have 49 -4, -4, 4, -3. So it would only take off 15 points of speed to use a Paradoxin. But that doesn't even matter. Baron doesn't lower your stats. Okay, so if I'm getting -3s, that's fine. I want him to cheat some more. He's only bad-natured, so he's not going to cheat very often. Okay, so we're still child. It's his birthday. Still a child. A little glob of hair on top of his head, upscaled, looks so gross. It looks like when you pull off a band-aid and the glue's still stuck. It looks better on the PS2 version. Finally finished your heavyweight. Put your all name Butter Gene. That's cool. BigUnclePete as well. Egmar's around at least. Gonna autocorrect to memory. Go catch some memories. He doesn't like potatoes? He just asks for potatoes, but he's neutral to potatoes? What the fuck? The fuck I've been had? What the hell is that? That's basil with potatoes. She wants them, but she doesn't like them. Like, she asks you for them, and it's like, no. I don't want to eat this. I don't eat this garbage. What the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. Okay, so we've already decided Paradoxins do me no good. You know, I shouldn't even be doing shoot drills. I'm just trying to lower my nature, so that's great. I should just be resting, because this guy doesn't like tabs, and I don't have enough Gemini pots to do the proper no-rest method. That's the thing I don't get. People kept saying that the no-rest method works fine if your monster likes 8 tabs, but... if your monster dislikes tabs, but you have 8 pots, but I keep doing it and I'm losing a week of lifespan. I can only do the normal no-rest method. I can't do the one that's like heavy drill, light drill, heavy drill, light drill. I can only do the one that's heavy drill, light drill, heavy drill, light drill, and then heavy drill, light drill, light drill, light drill, which is like not great. Okay, I'm getting close. I'm getting scared. He's got 300 power. Still a child. He's a powerful child. I'm looking for -3s on my speed. Just to make sure I don't fuck up, and this was all for nothing. You want a potato? I'll give you a potato. What's up? How are you doing today? I'm doing fantastic. We're raising a Wandar. BigUnclePete. Guess we're still doing pole, eh? We need this damn speed to drop. He's at 25. He's doing okay. Big Scoldin. Okay, so 25 more speed, divided by 3. What, 8? 8 more drills? I think we're safe. If I'm only rolling 3s, we're safe. We're rolling a lot of 3s. No, you're going to sleep. You want to do your little hand wave thing? You can fucking take a nap. Oh, fuck! Optimal cheat, let's go. That's perfect. Moosebones exclusive Discord? That's it. The normal Monster Rancher Discord is getting a little bit too big. The only reason I didn't ever make my own is because Monster Rancher Discord was small. I mean, it had 1,000 people in it, but it wasn't super active, and it was me and a bunch of the other good players talking, and then every now and then a new player would come in, and we'd just give them whatever info they wanted. But now there's way too many people, and, you know, it's kind of a good problem to have. But at the same time, also kind of just want to have my own place that's not completely overwhelmed all the time, you know? So I didn't have one for a really long time because I didn't see the point, but now I do. Now I definitely do. We never even talked about what we're getting on this guy. We're getting 2 intelligence techs. We're gonna get Ice Wave, and we're gonna get Ice Spikes, and that's gonna be it. I really like Snowstorm, but I don't think opening with Snowstorm is always gonna be in his best interest. It's very expensive. It does wither a lot, but if it misses, it's really, really bad. I think him having no expensive techs is kind of a good play. I think I can make that work really well. So that's what I'm going to go with. It's going to be a cheap loadout. We're going to abuse anger to get as many attacks in as we can. You regret getting it? I think it's a good tech. I think it's fine. It's just, you know, if you're the one who starts, it could be really bad. If your opponent swings first and then you hit them after that, you know, it's pretty good. That's great. Especially if they use something that costs like 20 guts or something. Because then you just completely nuke them, and you take away another 30 guts. And then all of a sudden, you know, you spent quite a bit, but you've still got a guts lead, and you got the life lead. Okay, power up to 400. We're almost at 500. It's not a huge problem. More often or not, you'd probably be better without it. I like cheap tech loadouts. Not necessarily all low damage, low impact moves, but stuff that, you know, it's not very expensive. I ran a Zoom in the Switchport Battle League, which was like an Ima versus Fimba type tournament that Big Bakahuna ran on the original Switchport of Monster Farm 2 that came out like last year. And he had nothing that cost more than like 25 guts, and he did really, really well. He had Reel, and so he would use something weak and then proc Reel and then use something weak or cheap again, and just like repeat that cycle. You know how crazy it is to attack like twice in Reel? Yeah, so I guess we're doing intelligence drills now. So Hopper, his big thing, people like to pretend Hopper's got bad power gains. Hopper's got average power gains. It's not fantastic. But if you're doing pull drills with him, and you do like leap, or not leap, but like dodge or whatever to get his speed up as well, you can like win just by like attacking multiple times in a row. The biggest thing with Hopper is just like any other monster, wait till you have 99 guts, and then swing away. And with him, usually that means you get to attack like 20 times in a row. I think the biggest pitfall is like, what's it? Flick kind of sucks. Flick kind of sucks. But his basics are fine. Like they're not good. They're not good, but like, for what I'm talking about, just waiting until you have 99 guts and then rolling down, they're okay. Jump blow's kind of similar. If you can get rapid flick, you know, rapid flick is a little bit expensive for what it does, but it's okay. You can do some work with rapid flick. Loyalty is his problem, maybe training routine problem. If loyalty is his problem, he's probably just never scolding. That's not a Hopper thing, yeah. If you're Hopper, you find your Hopper's like cheating a lot, or it's asking for a lot of stuff, and you're just like letting it go, my suggestion is start using sour jellies. Oh, I didn't need to feed him that. Sour jellies raise your monster's nature. One easy loyalty, magic bananas. Yeah, there you go. Scum until you get a result that gives plus 10 loyalty. It's a 1 in 3 shot. Entry calculator. Ice Wave is priority 1, so it wouldn't have mattered. Ice Spikes is priority 1, so it doesn't matter. Easy. Easy build. Okay, so we're guaranteed to get Ice Wave. We're pretty close to getting Ice Spikes. I don't even think we need to enter any battles with him. That's kind of crazy. I guess I could set up my text the way I want, but I'm fine with them being whatever. This is the only time I'm going on errantry because they have an ad. Okay. That's bad. Gonna fight plate. Oh, big damage from plate. You did it, bro. I'm building so many guts. That's a move that was buffed incredibly hard in hard mode. Flattening L is one of Mono's worst techs. Just an abysmal tech. And it's not because its numbers are bad. It only costs 15. It's pretty accurate. It does decent damage. But it's like an 8-second animation time on hit. And as Mono, you can't afford to give your opponent 8 seconds to build guts while you're not. Like, that's so bad. Flattening L has a longer animation time than Flattening X does. Does hit duration listed take into account when the opponent gets flown off? I think react differently on crits. So there's 3. Most animations have 3 different hit animations. The one that's listed is the weakest one. Normally a monster has like a small flinch, one where they get knocked down, and then one where they get knocked down and then like stagger when they're getting back up. And the latter one only really happens on moves that are like incredibly powerful already and then did X amount of damage, like usually more than 3/4 of your life in a single hit. Anything that does more than like half your life will not do a short animation, it'll do the bigger one. That's how you can tell a lot of the time if it's a crit before it happens. It's like if Mochi's slap knocks the opponent down, yeah, it's based on damage. If slap knocks the opponent down, it's going to be a longer animation, and that's because it did more damage. Even though you haven't seen the damage yet, you can already tell, oh, that was probably a crit. One of the only outliers to this in the entire game, maybe there's more. One of the only outliers is also one of the best techs in the game, which is really funny. Golem's brow hit will never knock the opponent down, no matter how much damage it does. If it does 99% of your opponent's health, if it leaves them with 1 HP, it won't knock them down. So the animation time is always the same on brow hit. I might just go 400 skill. Because with 500 power and this shit, ice spikes, look at that. C-force, a hit, cost 17. This move is so good. This is like the perfect, I'm going to finish the round right now move. It's perfect. This is the best thing to like kill a monster with grit. It's fantastic. Unironically might be his best tech. The reason it's so cheap, it does no withering. It's so good though. And then Ice Wave also does no withering. B-Force, 19 cost. You get yourself a mini uppercut. Mini golem uppercut for this. Quick animation. Doing no withering is a small price to pay. Yeah, it does hurt versus tanks, but it also has no chance to proc anger. And having no chance to proc anger versus a tank has absolute benefits. Is this my entry? It's one of my entries. I have another guy I want to do for 500. I've been talking about a mystical build that I'm not going to be doing on stream. But I'm going to run some sims between this guy and the mystical, fantastical build. And we'll see who's better. And if one is like significantly better, maybe I'll just enter this one, you know? But the other one's gonna go pretty hard, I think. But yeah, we got this boy flapping away. Flap, flap, flap. Training one of these right now. Love hair gel. This dude is adorable. I was joking the other day on stream about how the little hair on his forehead looks really bad upscaled. It's supposed to look like a little tuft of hair, right? Like a little whatever, but it ends up just looking like the residue that's left after you like rip a band-aid off. Like it looks like the glue that's stuck to your skin. Okay, let's take a look at our boy BigUnclePete real quick and see what he's got in store for us. Oh yes, so we are going up to 500 power, 500 intelligence, and then I have a decision between either 500 life and 400 skill, or 450 life, 450 skill. So we're just gonna work on power, and we'll figure it out. Okay, so we are doing good for stats. Honestly, it's not gonna take very long to finish this guy up. All you remember from Latin is how to hit on women. In Latin? Like, are the women you're hitting on 200 years old? It's a universal language. E pluribus boner. There you go. A2? A2, Brute? Yeah, chat's wildin' right now. Okay, so we only want 21 more points. So this, and then a 9 on... Can I get a 9 normally? Someone's got to make that model body pillow? Nah, it's okay. Somebody's going to end up mailing that shit to my house. I got an email earlier today, or earlier in the week, I should say. Somebody reaching out, and they're just like super friendly, and they're like, hey, thanks for all the content. Really appreciate the work you're putting in. Listen, I got a Monster Rancher VHS that I bought for 10 cents at the library. Do you want it? I'll mail it to you. And so I said, yeah, sure. So that's on its way. That's cool, man. Do I have a VHS player? No, because I'm not 65 years old. You know, it'll sit on a shelf. Sample it. I can cut the tape up for some mixed media edits. But like, I mean, the episodes are on YouTube, so it's not a thing I need. What I would be interested in seeing, more so than the episodes, are the little commercials that they put in. I'd like to see what the little commercials look like, because those things are always a time capsule. Something to watch in the retirement home? I know, right? Okay, so we're just letting him get away with cheats because we want his nature to be worst. That will mean he gets access to anger, and that's going to boost his guts regeneration rate when it actually procs. He doesn't actually do a lot of withering, so we're not going to rely on anger for the withering aspect of it, because when you get anger, your withering doubles. He's got 2 techs, and the 2 main techs we're going to be focusing on don't do any withering. The main ones don't do any withering. But it would be really nice to just constantly have anger and boost that guts regeneration rate, so I don't have to worry about getting withered down. Gonna be intelligence chill, it's gonna be mixed attacker. That's a guts rate. What else should I check for to know which breeds are better? For example, why Jill hair? So this one particularly starts off with the fastest guts rate for a Jill, so that's why I'm using it. It also starts off with grit, and it starts off with punch combo. It also has an incredibly long lifespan. It's just like objectively the best power Jill. I don't know, man. I think guts rate is the most important thing. You can always combine for battle specials. On special breeds that have a really fast guts rate, stuff like Punisher and Big Hand, that can't get grit, if there's something that has the same guts rate or maybe even slightly worse, that's usually better, because having grit is better than having a slightly faster guts rate. This guy starts with 410 weeks of life. This specific spawn starts with 410 weeks of life, starts with punch combo, and has an 11 guts rate. This one's nuts. You probably know what's best. You probably already know what's best. It's just that this might look a little bit unconventional, but it's not. It's absolutely the most common Jill competitively, because of the 11 guts rate and the fact that it already starts with grit. So you don't even need to combine down for it. This dude's great. This dude's fantastic. So intelligence, 150 away from where we need it, 148 technically. And life and skill are, you know, they're low, but we'll get there soon. Probably only another half hour or so. Let's watch this in slow motion, in regular motion. Doesn't like that. A really cool thing about Jill is that all of his particle effects and like explosions and ice attacks and stuff like that are differently colored based on what the subbreed is. So this guy, he's got orange for everything. Golem's Tantrum for the same instance is fun too. Yeah, his is pretty similar. I think I'm just gonna do skill to 400. Oh my god, I got no money left. I got 5k. We're like ultra out of money. You have Homer Simpson syndrome. Why me? Why, I could whale you on the head with this surgical 2x4 for hours and you wouldn't fall over. But I have other meetings. Ah, he's mad. I'm mad too. That's half my money gone in a month. June's coming up though. You know what that means? Easy 13k. It's almost as if we were never in trouble of running out of money at all. So if you're ever curious as to how to just do the no rest method without running out of money, I mean, you can always do expeditions and stuff like that, but if you're really like not interested in that, just do the Elder's Cup. Just get a monster that can get you silver peaches and then beat the Elder's Cup. Just win the Elder's Cup and sell the peach. It's 13k, which is the exact cost to keep the no rest method up for a year. I think you'll lose like 400 gold by the end of the year if you do that. It's a pretty good method. I do recommend it. Missing something in nature post combination still seems to be getting base nature babies. Were you not here yesterday when we tried it? It's so fucked up now. It hasn't been fixed. But I think the easiest way I can say it is that I combined Mr. Baloney, who has minus 100 nature, with Mr. Stromboli, who has minus 100 nature. And when I got a normal Raki, he started with minus 100 nature. But when I got a purebred worm, he started with his regular plus 20. And so it looks like... that's a 2? Fuck. So it looks like you get the same issue as you do with the Galley and Joker disc chips if you try to go and get a monster that's the opposite nature of whatever nature your other monsters are. It seems very, like, shitty. I don't know. We're getting a lot of cheats. 2, 3, 4, 5 are the options. We're just not getting the one we want. There's another 2. So this is probably the only grinding we'll have to do. Maybe it's just offsets that can be inherited but doesn't adjust the base. Yeah, that's what it seems to be. I'm starting to think this might not be possible. 499? Oh my god, I'm really gonna give up a point, eh? Whatever, that's rounding errors, fuck it. It gives us one more point to put into life, which doesn't matter. It does technically make him weaker. It's not as good as it could be, but... who cares? You know? It's Monster Rancher. Rounding issues are so fucked up in this game, like, it may not matter at all. An additional level in power doesn't inherently mean your monster is actually going to do more damage. It's kind of fucked. Depends on the force of the attack, and it depends on your opponent's power and defense and all of that. Yeah, I was talking to someone about it earlier, too, in the Discord a couple of days ago, because they were like, how did I roll a 15 here on a great? Like, it says it can only go up to 12. And I was looking at it, and it said the greats were like 7, 9, 10, and 12. But it was like a monster with a 3 gain in the stat, and it was a heavy drill. And like it made perfect sense that they could roll a 15. And then I looked at the regular gains, and it said it was like 2, 2, 2, 2. And I'm like, I don't know what this table is for, but it's not the thing you think it is. Like, this monster does not gain 2s on a heavy drill in Adolescence. Like, that's not a thing. Okay, what I could do... I can start working towards making him stressed, eh? That's the thing I can do. He's in Adolescence right now, so even right now, if I tank his lifespan a little bit, it's not the end of the world. I am going to try and keep it a little bit in check, but... as we get up to like 350, I'm just going to start being a total asshole to him. Bad math held together with good energy. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I think a couple of people who worked on this game are very good at math, because some of the shit in here is insane. There we go, just hit prime. Let's go. It's a 6, that's okay. And basically, I'm just going to feed him nuts oils to keep his fatigue down. His life index is still going to be above where it needs to be. Yeah, we're getting really close. We only need 55 more skill and we're done. Got everything else set up already. Yeah, I'm just saying no to cheats for the most part, just because we're at a good point in our stress, right? And I don't want to mess up his loyalty at all. And the easiest way to mess up your loyalty is by scolding. As long as my loyalty... I don't think I can get it's going to be hard to get 100 loyalty exactly. The good thing is, because grit counts your loyalty at every 5 points, it's your total loyalty divided by 20. 5% chance at 100, and it's like 4.5 at 95. So it'll be pretty good. Okay, we hit 400. Got 84 stress. Okay. Brings him to 69 stress. No, that's not gonna be enough. I gotta do like 2 drills, or 3 drills. 50, no fear. He's not a very fearful boy. Okay, so that's better. He's at 400, 89. It's gonna drop by 7, or... what? His stress dropped by 15. Oh, it's because his... yeah, because that's how Gemini pots work. Potatoes will give him 4 stress. It's not gonna matter. 70 stress is fine. 95 loyalty, 95... yeah, dude, this is fine enough. Let's take a look at his stats. So, that is our monster. Okay, who do you like? Big Uncle Pete, and you got Bobby Boucher. Okay, we got Boucher, we got Big Uncle Pete. Cross smash at 70. Big damage, decent withering there. Boucher does have a little bit of speed, so he can dodge some stuff. Missed the Ice Wave at 45%. Slap at 86. It's going to do decent damage. 117. 1-2 straight. Ooh, misses at 61. Both these guys got massive, massive Popeye forearms. And tiny biceps. I mean, Golem's got much tinier biceps. 10 life left. Brow hit at 75. That's going to do it. Do we see a grit? We don't. Boucher takes game number 1. Is this Boucher's turn in the sun? Gatorade. Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Oh, hits the 331. Tesla Shock rolled. Gets a Durahan. Into the slap. Boucher's running away with this. God damn. He's like, you got slaps? I got slaps. Slap, slap. A little bit of damage there. 58. Hits the second one. It crits. Big Uncle Pete's bringing it to a game 3. Mama's right. Mama's right. Oh my god. The Gatorade chant worked. Brow smash at 70. Big opener. Big damage. 334. Oh, but he hits the Ice Wave. Pete's gonna win that one. Boucher, always getting close. Always getting very close. But not quite. Okay, fuck it. You know, you got Moosey B money in the house now? All in, baby. Here we go. Big Puddler. Hits the Gelcopter. We haven't seen it crit yet. 338 damage. Big damage. Double slaps at 68. 1-2 straight at 75. It hits. No anger there. Damn, Fat Chris Pratt with 100 bits.
BLS.
Up there, BLS. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, our TTS is French right now for some reason. We'll fix it later. Pretty funny. 1-2 straight again. 68%. Big Uncle Pete just hanging in there. Yeah, if Copter crits, I'm pretty sure it's a kill. Yeah, I picked it knowing it was French. Because it was doing a French accent, but it wasn't doing French words. And then it translated something when somebody donated earlier. I was like, what the hell? Told Puddle to catch the hands. Catch him. Double slaps at 68. Misses. Puddle gets out of the way of that. Hits him with that one, but, you know, it's not a lot of damage. Puddle only needs to land one of those 80s. Gets angry. Hits the 75. It's not enough. Double slaps at 88. He needs 2 more double slaps to win this. Still had anger active. Oh my god, or the crit. The crit will do it. Big Uncle Petey. Staying on top.